my earliest childhood memories was playing with Legos. I loved building Lego cities with ships for the pirates and hospitals for the doctors and trucks for the firefighters. It was my world of endless possibilities, and I was the architect of my own dreams. I can also remember that whenever I finished building a city, I would always have one piece left over. And it was always the same piece. It was always the woman. Only the woman did not have a uniform. She did not have a function. She did not have a role. She was not a chef. She was not a builder. She was simply a woman. So I didn't know what to do with her, and I'd look around my city, try to see where she fit, maybe stick her inside a house and hope no one would notice. Why was the woman the only character that looked like me, an afterthought in my own dream? I can trace back to this memory my decision to become an entrepreneur and a designer, because I wanted to play by my own rules, and design gave me the skills and the tools to build a world of my own. And as a designer, I know that the world around us is shaped by design choices. So for that simple reason, if we have designed woman out, we can design woman in. How? The first step to jumpstart this change is to realize that the world around us is the result of what researchers call the generic masculine. The generic masculine means that we, you and I, we interpret everything as male unless specified as female. It means that when we say human, we mean man. And by making man our normal, standard human, we erase woman from the picture. And her absences are everywhere. They're in the history we write, in the policy we pursue, in the cities we plan, in the algorithms we code, and in the products we design. Her absences can take the shape of an unthreatening toy, but they can also be deadly. Women are 17% more likely to die in a car crash than men, according to the US Department of Transportation. Why? Because cars are designed for men's bodies. Car crash test dummies are designed after men's measurements. And car seat belts are designed for men's torsos, so they simply do not account for breast tissue or pregnancy. There are more fetal deaths from car crashes than any other trauma. And I ask, why is it this way? The leading cause of death of women in the USA is cardiovascular disease, yet only 25% of hospital emergency treatments are given to women. Why? Because diagnosis criteria were designed to fit men's symptoms. And unfortunately, a woman's heart attack looks nothing like a man's. Instead of experiencing chest and arm pain, women often experience breathlessness, stomach pain, nausea, and fatigue. Her symptoms are referred to as atypical. Let that word sink in. Atypical. So instead of receiving the treatment that she needs and deserves, she is sent home with a prescription for anxiety. Why is it this way? And even when biased design does not kill women, it makes their life so much harder, unsafe, and tiring. When we take men's perceptions, patterns, and behaviors and make them our golden rule, when we assume that what he wants, does, and needs represents us all, then our design is flawed from the get-go. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it because it is everywhere around us. And since we stand on the Stanford campus, let's glance at our surroundings. I see a university campus with outdoor lighting so dim and dispersed that female students who live here feel unsafe at night and think twice before choosing their paths. Why didn't Stanford make their walkways brighter? Because lighting was not designed with women in mind. The very lengthy and very detailed Stanford lighting guidelines make it clear light is meant to orient travelers and to unify campus architecture, and places no emphasis on safety or security perceptions that are central for their female community. I can also see a full-time executive program that is only 25% female. Why can't Stanford get more executive women to apply and come once admitted? What invisible hurdles are still there? Since this program targets men and women over 30, I'd recommend we take a long, hard look at childcare services provided. Because half of the men in our program are fathers, and only 3 women are mothers. How do the systems in place fail to account for the unique challenges faced by mothers that fathers surpass mothers 7-1? Why is it this way? I believe we're in the right place and in the right time to redesign a world that also works for women. Because we are no longer the children playing with the Lego sets we were given. I invite you all to reframe the way that you think of your role from decision makers in business, in education, and in policy, and to think of yourself as designers. To everyone listening, hear this. You are a designer. Because whenever you're making a decision about what business model to build, what policy to pursue, or what strategy to roll out, you are making design choices. So, dear designers, know that you are powerful. Use your power to advocate for your user and their needs. All of your users and all of their needs, because they are not in the room when you're making a decision about them, so be their voice. This responsibility lies on all of us, not just on women, and it influences all products, all services, and all policies. And I ask you to go beyond the business school questions. Why this and why now? And ask the most important design question. Why is it this way? Leaders of today and leaders of tomorrow, how will you design a world that also works for women?